Yeah, I can't quite get away from the fact, like you talk about light coming into the room, people confusing ETs for angels. So there just seems to be some sort of a biblical connection there. I mean, like for example, people praying. Have people reported praying before the healings take place?
Yeah, that does occur. It's not super common, and initially I thought it was very rare. I only had like 2 or 3 cases. Now that I've got a much bigger database, there's a good dozen cases that support that, or that go that way. One case that comes to mind involved a lady who was diagnosed with renal failure. She was having a lot of trouble going to the bathroom and went to her family doctor, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you need dialysis. Your kidneys have completely shut down." And she went home and prayed, and she called everyone she knew and asked them to pray, and just kind of praying to angels really, and was instead visited by short humanoids who sort of rubbed her abdominal area. They weren't angels by any means, but instead appeared to be ETs, and healed her. She went to the doctor the next morning, who was very shocked. He says, "Well, you appear to be fine." And she told everyone she was healed by angels, though that's not what she believes, because about a month later, she was taken again, this time apparently on board a craft, where she saw the same humanoids who showed her her kidneys and said, "Look, your kidneys look fine." This was with an instrument that they use, which kind of displays your organs in full color, in full living color. And then they showed her her liver. They said, "Look, there was dark spots all over it. And these dark spots are bad. You need to stop drinking Diet Coke. It's damaging your liver."
Wow,
Is what they told her.
that's
Uh,
good advice.
I thought it was
That's
interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like a classic case of remote viewing or the CE5 experience.
Uh, well, yeah, remote viewing is sort of like an out-of-body experience, but a lesser version, I think. Certainly very effective, and I believe it's a real phenomenon. I haven't done a whole lot of research into it, uh, but it's definitely part of all of these phenomena are connected in a way, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Because
Uh,
what I'm driving at is it seems that there is a strong chance that you can actually make connection with these ETs. I guess maybe through meditation or praying,
yeah,
and they can appear.
there was another case from the Midwest of a lady who was diagnosed with breast cancer and was praying with her husband, crying, on her bed. And that night she was visited by grays. So I think what we're seeing is a situation where ETs are very telepathic and do pick up on these sort of things. And honestly, I think these cases show that they have an agenda to heal people on a much wider basis than certainly the 300 cases I've collected. Most people don't report cases like this. It's
Yep.
much more common than I think we're seeing, or we believe, generally speaking.
Do you know what that agenda is?
There's multiple agendas that we can pretty much say confidently that they have just from their behavior alone. Like with genetics, they seem to be very interested in all things human and examining us and know likely more about the human body than we do. Certainly the hybrid baby phenomena, I believe is real. I got cases like that very early on in my research back in the 1980s and continue to. But yeah, there's multiple agendas. They have messages they give humanity. Whenever they talk to someone, it's usually into a number of different categories that are very positive. In a way, I mean, one is probably the most common message is warnings of some kind, which is very common. I hear it all the time about nuclear proliferation, perhaps, or pollution, our warlike ways, this sort of thing. So that's one of their agendas. We know that.
Yeah.
And another is like alternative energy. We're constantly showing people the engine room and saying, "Look, this is how we do it." And people come back from their experiences. I wrote about this, wanting to build a free energy motor. Not uncommon. As far as I know, no one's been successful, or certainly not
Yeah.
commercially released. But that is definitely a theme that goes through these accounts, and as well as healing, spirituality of some form, whether it's, you know, astral travel, even past lives, or usually some form of hands-on healing or Reiki, or an interest in that, certainly.
Mm-hmm. We
So
spoke
these are,
with,
yeah,
yeah,
very
sorry.
positive. These are very positive agendas, is kind of the point I want to make.